Hi everyone, this is Lee and welcome back. So this module is week 2, day 4. So now we're moving into advanced organic growth, advanced strategies. And this one I'm going to go through today is quite detailed, so it's quite content based. So I'm not sharing my screen today, so I'm going to go through all the points for you just to make sure I don't miss any out. So conducting interviews is an amazing way to not only bring experts into your group so they can share the wisdom as well, so you're not doing it all yourself, but also it's also a way to build your group as well, because when you invite your experts into your group, what are you doing is you're also asking them to invite their following, invite their members or their contacts to actually join your group, so that they can actually watch the interview as well. So straight away you're looking at growing your group that way as well. And then of course then you're going to ask for opportunities to to do an interview in their group if they've got a group. So it's also asking opportunity to pay back what they do as well. And you would do the same thing. You would invite your group members to actually join their group, and that way it's working together on I suppose collaboration and things like that as well. So let's go through the steps that we're going to go through first. So conducting interviews with experts, a great way to fill your group and engage your group as well. So the very first thing is you might think, well, I don't know a lot of experts, or you're just starting out and you're not too sure of what to do there, but all you have to do is create a post and throw it out on your different channels. So that post could be simply looking for experts within your industry, wanting to book out my calendar for 2020 or whatever year it is that you want to book it out for, and you ask them to respond back if they're interested. So straight away you just send a post out there, and you can do the same thing by emails. You can also do a video and do the same thing as well. But the idea is to use all your publishing platforms that you're using now to try and entice people who are experts in their field who are interested in being interviewed. Now, I did this strategy, and I did this after I started priming my feed. So the first time I did it, I got no one or hardly anyone responding back. But within 4 weeks, because I've created more engagement in my group, I'm doing all these strategies that we've been talking about. So hopefully you've been doing that for the last week, so you're getting more engagement. I did that the last time, and I got about 30 people put their hand up to do interviews for me. So when they put their hand up, obviously you're looking at the next step. Then you want to make sure that that person has a good profile, they're professional looking. So you do a little bit of checking them out. Have they got a website? Have they got posts already? Have they got a group already? So you want to do a little bit of a check them out as well. But you want them to get very specific into what topic they're going to talk about. So say, for example, I may reach out and some people may go, oh, I do the same sort of thing as what I do. Obviously, I don't want them talking about the same thing as I do, because the group is hearing that information already. I want new information. I want new blood. But so therefore, you can drill them down and go, what else besides this do you do that you can talk about? So you want to drill them down to a topic. So remembering with marketing or anything, the more specific you are, then the more the people are going to engage with you as well. So once you check them out and they look like they're okay, obviously you're going to put them in a spreadsheet, or you can use a Trello board, or whatever tracking tool that you want to use, so you're organized. So you're going to create a column or something where you put the topic they're going to talk about, because you don't want duplication, and their name, right? So you've got that happening. And then you start looking at, then you would send them over perhaps your calendar link to get them to actually select the date that they want to actually present for you. So the best way to do your interviews is have the same date, same day and the same time, so that it becomes structure, it becomes regular. It's almost like people going watching their favourite TV show. You know, the TV shows are on the same time on TV at the same date and everything else as well. So you want to create that. So say, for example, when my interviews I'm starting out is Wednesdays at 5 p.m. So I'll send them a calendar link that only has that block available on those days, so they know that it's only Wednesday and it's between 5 o'clock and 5:30, because my interviews are only half an hour, 5 o'clock and 5:30 on this particular day, and they can select the date that works for them. So they book it out themselves. So therefore you're not running back and forward trying to get a date that works for both people. So obviously you've done that. They have booked out the day. Your calendar has told you automatically, and it's straight into your outbox or whatever with that person's name. So then you go to back to your spreadsheet, if it's manual still, and you'll record the date that they've confirmed that as well. So once you've passed the confirmation date, then we want to start to gain some information from them so we can promote them in our group. So what we do there is you will reach out to them and say, it's all confirmed, it's in the calendar, can you send me a bio and a photo of you so I can start to promote you in the group. I usually request that 2 weeks before their interview, so there's plenty of time for me to make up my posts, and for them to create their bio and photo. I will also send them out some pre-interview questionnaire for them to look at as a guide, and also thanking them and looking forward to seeing them in the interview. During that email, gathering that information email, I say to them, you can promote at the end of the interview. So if you've got something that you want, a course coming up or an event or whatever, once the interview is finished, we'll post that link or that information so they can download it or grab it within the post. As well as that, I want to ask that person is, would they be willing to give a gift to the person who's interacting the most during the interview. So once you get that information, then you'll be letting people know that if you interact the most, the person who does the most at the end of the interview will get a prize. So that will help to bring engagement in as well. And then ask them before you post their courses and events, ask them if they have affiliate links for that courses and events as well. So if they have, obviously you've got to sign up for the affiliate link, and you've got to use that link to promote the event for them in the post so that you get commissions along the way as well. So all of that's happening, so to gather all that information. This is why I like to get it 2 weeks earlier, because I've got to bring it all together, you know, especially the gifts and promotions and things like that. If they don't have a gift to promote during the interview, then maybe you can offer a gift yourself. And that could be a PDF or something that the audience would find valuable as well. It doesn't have to be money or anything like that. It could be just a tool or a tip or something that can help your audience. So there we've got all that information. We've got all information back. So make sure you chase them up and you get all your information back. So now you start to bring it all together and you start let your audience know what's going on. So in our group, we have an event button tab on your left-hand side. You'll see it there. Very easy to follow. Click on the tab, create the description, and you've got to create the description from their bio that they've given you. So you're going to put all that description and everything else in there. You're going to put the time, the event, and everything else. Upload a photo. So if they give you a photo of them, you might hop into Canva and create some sort of cover photo that's going to say something like guest interviewer, their name and their position and their photo in there as well. And you're going to post it in your event tab. So once you do that, then you're going to then create hype. So you've got to remind people day 3, day 2 and day 1. You're going to post and say, hey guys, don't forget this interview is happening. So I'm saying to you, not post the same post. but use different variations of that post to get them engaged, to remind them between leading up 3 days before. You're going to create that sort of hype as well. And if you've got an email list or other platforms as well, apart from your group, of course, you're going to create the hype in that as well. You're going to send emails out. You're going to get them to join your group, everything else. So you're broadcasting it everywhere. And then once you've finished that, then you're going to also send out a post and some email to the interviewee and ask them to actually invite their group members and invite their contacts to join your group to watch the interview. And that's how we start to build our group. So they're bringing their tribe and their followings along into your group to watch the interview. So it's important that you create that information. So once they've got it, the interviewee's just got to press send, and it's gone. So it's best for you to do that as well. And so therefore, you may also, during that 3, 2, 1 day lead up, you may, remember the bottom of your post, you may, hey guys, if you want to be tagged into the interview to remind you when it's happening, let me know, post a GIF or do something, let me know. So you start to know which people want to be actually tagged on the day as well. And then, of course, then when you finish doing all that, you're going to have a second set of interview questions that you're going to send to the interviewee, and you're also going to put in there the way you're going to introduce them as well. So they have a bit of an idea of what type of questions you're going to be asking during the interview and how you're going to introduce them as well. Now, it's very important that you don't become the reporter that just reads the questions. You want to engage in a normal conversation. So the questions are just a guideline. So it's about it's like if you're talking to a real human being and we're doing an interview, you use those curiosity questions about, tell us more about that. That sounds really interesting. Oh, that's really interesting. So you create a conversation. So we don't want to be too static. So remember, the interview questions are just a guideline, because sometimes, depending on what they say, you might be able to get them to expand more of a particular point. But you want to ask your interviewee to bring a few points that is going to help your audience. So they call it bring the sauce. So there has to be a little bit of substance in there towards the end of the interview, so people walk away feeling that they've learnt something that's going to help them within their business or lifestyle or whatever business you're running. So now during the interview, so now you've got the interview. So obviously before you do the interview, make sure that your interviewee has the link to join the meeting. So make sure that is happening. And what I normally do is I also tell them what platform they're using. So that means, for example, if I use BeLive.tv, so I say to them, make sure you download this program first prior to the meeting, and I'll be sending you the link beforehand, and we're going to meet in the holding area, the green room, before we go live, and we're going to meet 10 minutes earlier than the scheduled time to go live. And the reason why you do that is in case there's any technical issues, and also it's a good way as well to have an alignment before you go on to the interview. So you're meeting in the green room and everything else as well. Now you've also got your VA or a friend or a family friend or whatever, and they're going to go through your group members and tag them all, and tag them that the interview is actually on now. So they will create a post or say something like, interview is on now, and then they'll go through that post and they'll tag all your members in your members area during the interview. So you start the interview on time, you've got your VA tagging, you're aligned with your interviewee, everything's working, having a great time, you're having engagement, getting excited, and then you're asking your people watching to respond to you, to engage in the chat box or the comments box or whatever. So during the interview, you're going, hey, put your hand up if you agree with this, or comment, give us a bit of love or something like that in the comment box. You want to try and get them as engaged as much as you can. And then, of course, you're going to give away, you're going to announce at the beginning of the interview and the lead-up post as well that, the person who engages the most will get a prize. So you'll let the people know that. People will hopefully engage more. And then when you've finished the interview, then you'll edit the post with the interview in it, and you'll put the link in. Hopefully it's affiliate link to their program or whatever, so that the promotion that that interviewee has communicated during that session, so people can actually download it and access that information as well. So lots of things to do. So it's pretty exciting. It's a great strategy. And then after the interview, then we have to obviously send a personal note to the interviewee thanking them. And we also ask the interviewee, can we be interviewed in their group as well? And we do the same thing, same process. We let people in our group know, they go and join his group or their group, and we start to have that collaboration as well. And then once the interview's been done, then we do the replay posts. So day 1, day 2, and 3, we send out the link for them to preview the replay of the post. And of course, in that post, we're going to add again hype about, oh, you missed this, I didn't want you to miss this, and because we do 3 posts like that to keep engaged. And we also do that as well on our email lists, as well as other publishing as well. So it's quite interesting how we do it. And then if you've got an interview each week, it's just repeat, and repeat each time. And this is where it's really good having a VA, because once your system has been set up and create all your checklists around the points that have to be done, once all that's been completed, then you can hand it over to your VA or a family member or someone else to do all that for you, because as you can see, it's quite involved as well. So that's your... Okay, guys, let's go through the walkthrough. We're going to go through the activity sheet first. So it's pretty basic. Just got to follow the checklist and go through the interviewing process. So we're going to obviously watch the video, complete the activity sheets. You're going to reach out onto social media for your experts in the field. You're going to do that post. You're going to go through your checklist for pre-interview questions, go through your checklist for the interview itself, and then the checklist for the post-interview questions. And you're going to look at, I'll show you a little bit about Calendly. So you have a live booking system that you can use. And also make sure you go to the Tribal Building Secret Community and post in that how you went, tag, calendar booked. So this is the post that I use when I first send it out. So I just send a post like this about what who do you know is an absolute expert within your industry, looking at filling out my interview calendar for the year. So I just send that out there. I send it to all the groups I'm allowed to. I send it onto my profile as well, and as well as my group. So I send it out everywhere to try and get people to put their hand up to volunteer to become an interviewee of my group. So then when I do that, then of course the next thing is important is to record everyone who's responded to you on a spreadsheet or some sort of tracking device that you use. So you want to create some sort of structure. And along that, ask them what topic that they're going to talk about. Make sure it's a specific topic. So don't go global topic. So they may go, I can talk to you about creating a life of your dreams. And you might go, well, can you narrow it down to one specific topic? So whatever it is. So try and narrow it down. The best practice is, if you can, is pick the day, the same day that, as I talked about in the other video, the same day. So do that as well. Obviously, you're going to confirm it all, but there's your checklist there that you can go through and tick everything off. And of course, you can include extra steps in there as well, depending on how you want to run your business. But what you're after here is the main idea of the pre-interviewing, gathering information is, one, you're going to check them out first. Make sure that they've got a good profile. And two, you're going to organise a structure and create a Calendly link and get them booked in and confirmed. On the same time, you're going to get a bio and a picture from them as well. So then the interviewing, then you're going to promote the event. So I did this on Calendly, as you can see. I used at Calendly. I got a picture of the interviewee and myself, and very simple. I put that into my events, in my events part of my group tab, and I'll go through that with you as well. So again, looking at the checkpoints, they're all listed there again. I won't read them out. You guys can read them out. So that's all that. Then during the interview, there's a few strategies there for you to look at as well as what you can do about tagging people in, etc. during the interview. And don't forget after the interview, the replays. So again, we're wanting to duplicate everything on all of our publishing platforms, including our email sequences again. So let's pop on over to our group. So when we're talking about, I'll just go into my group first. Groups. Here it is. When we're in our groups, okay, we've got a events section here, the events. Very easy. Click on the events, create your event, and you're going to upload the picture that you've created in Canva up there. You're going to make it online or whatever. I go Brisbane online, put the title, put the description, and that description will come from the bio, and obviously put the time and date in as well. So that's all been put into your event calendar. So that's done there. So the rest is pretty easy. Then just do your normal posting, the outreaching, getting people to know. When we, if we're going to tag them during our interview, I will just do a post like say, interview is on now, something like that, and get your VA or someone or a friend to start tagging in members. How you do that is you go into your launch your online business, you go into your list of members. I usually sort by date joined, join date, and then I'd go through these people and just tag them. Okay, so I will get my VA to go through and say tag 20 or 30 people who've joined, and next time they tag the next 20 or 30. So to remember where you left off and tag the next group and that sort of thing as well. So you're always tagging your group members along as well. So that's what we do there. So tagging, we all know, is just the Amsterdam sign and their name beside them. That's all it is. And I think, the other one is Calendly. So Calendly, it's a booking system and it's a free booking system. It's called calendly.com, CALENDY.com. Once you've got it set up, you create a Chrome extension. So I've got a Chrome extension, and then it gives me the link so I can send anyone that link to book into my calendar. So have a look at Calendly. Very easy, very simple to set up. Follow the log in. There's a free version. Again, when we have free versions, we're limited. So free version is you can only have one time, booking. A booking slot, you only have one. So that means if I want to have an hour booking time send out to my clients, I couldn't use the free version because I've got a 15-minute one there as well. But I bet for my booking in, what I could do is I could change that for 30 minutes, send out all my booking people and whatever, and just give them the date that I want to book on. So that's for you looking at Calendly to have a look at that and start using that as well. But it's very, very good, easy use online service that you can start putting onto all your emails and everything else as well. And then I'll talk to you again in the next module. Take care. Bye.